Leaked Ryan Reynolds voice memos exposed? It is so clear Blake's case is falling apart. She's destroying her cred. Ryan Reynolds, too.
Remember Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, America's sweethearts? The effortlessly charming couple who seemed to have it all, fame, fortune, and a love story straight out of a Hollywood fairy tale? Well, get ready to hit the rewind button because things aren't always as picture perfect as they seem. Turns out, behind those dazzling smiles and witty Instagram captions lies a whole lot of drama, scandal, and a healthy dose of hypocrisy. Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the dark side of Hollywood's golden couple, where leaked audio, fake AI voice memos, and a whole lot of dirty laundry are about to be exposed.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
It all started with the movie It Ends With Us, a film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel about a woman trapped in an abusive relationship. Sounds innocent enough, right? Wrong. Behind the scenes, a real-life drama was unfolding, one that would make the on-screen conflict look like a playground squabble. The first crack in the facade appeared when leaked audio surfaced of Ari Emanuel, the CEO of William Morris Endeavor Entertainment WME, admitting to firing Justin Baldoni, the film's director and co-star, under pressure from none other than Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
This is the audio Blake and Ryan's agent seemingly didn't want you to hear.
I wonder if you could tell us about a little bit of a mess that I gather you've been involved in.
Oh yeah. I know where you're going with this one.
Do you have notes on it?
Oh yeah. Those are the two things I said to myself. This could come up.
He brought notes on it. So this was...
I fired him because Ryan and Blake, I'm a ride or die. That's why he did it. Emanuel confesses in the recording. Now, if that doesn't scream guilty conscience, I don't know what does. But wait, there's more. Remember that Freakonomics podcast episode where Emanuel was supposed to discuss the controversy? The one where he openly admitted to throwing Baldoni under the bus? Well, that episode mysteriously failed to record. No audio, no video. Just a big, gaping hole in the timeline where a powerful Hollywood executive spilled a little too much tea. Coincidence? I think not.
Whatever his name is doing. Whatever. He's your client. What a scumbag you are.
Now, he was your client, too, is what
Yeah, until I fired him.
Right.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, enter the AI-generated voice memos. Out of nowhere, these bizarre recordings surfaced, seemingly from Ryan Reynolds himself, aggressively targeting Baldoni with threats and insults. But there was just one tiny problem. They were fake. As in, blatantly, obviously fake. Even my grandma could tell these were AI deepfakes. So, why would anyone go through the trouble of creating such amateurish forgeries? Well, when you're desperate to control the narrative and paint your opponent as the villain, I guess any tactic is fair game. But here's the thing, it backfired. Spectacularly. Instead of making Baldoni look bad, it just made Reynolds and Lively look even more desperate, like they had nothing real to hit him with.
This is the audio Blake and Ryan's agent seemingly didn't want you to hear.
I wonder if you could tell us about a little bit of a mess that I gather you've been involved in.
Oh yeah. I know where you're going with this one.
Do you have notes on it?
Oh yeah. Those are the two things I said to myself. This could come up.
Meanwhile, Blake Lively was busy waging her own war in the courtroom. She filed a lawsuit against Baldoni, accusing him of all sorts of nasty things, and demanded access to 2.5 years worth of his personal data. We're talking emails, texts, location data, the whole shebang. It was like she was trying to subpoena his entire life. But reality check, she's not the FBI, and the judge made that crystal clear when he denied her absurd request. It was a blatant fishing expedition, a desperate attempt to find something, anything, to support her flimsy case. But hey, when you're used to getting everything you want, I guess it's hard to accept defeat. But wait, there's more legal drama. Remember that irrelevant 2021 lawsuit that TMZ conveniently dug up? The one that had absolutely nothing to do with this case, but was framed to make Baldoni look bad. Yeah, that was a nice try, but it didn't work. Turns out, the lawsuit was about a copyright dispute involving a script, and it was resolved with zero liability on Baldoni's part. But TMZ, being the glorified gossip rag that it is, made sure to make it sound like Baldoni's own lawyer sued him for some heinous crime. Thankfully, Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, quickly set the record straight. confirming that Baldoni and his production company did nothing wrong. In fact, Friedman even praised Baldoni's ethics and honor. But did TMZ put that in their headline? Of course not, because the goal was never to tell the truth. The goal was to smear Baldoni's name and protect Hollywood's golden couple. And then there was the petition. Yes, an actual online petition to have Baldoni banned from SAG-AFTRA and PGA. I'm not kidding. When all else failed, someone, and I think we all know who, decided that a change.org petition would be the thing that finally took Baldoni down. I mean, how do you go from a high-powered lawsuit to a change.org petition? It's like trying to put out a forest fire with a squirt gun. But hey, desperation breeds desperation, right? And let's not forget the name used to create the petition. Joe Goldberg. Does that ring a bell? It's the name of a fictional stalker and murderer from the psychological thriller series You. Coincidence? I think not. This whole thing reeks of Ryan Reynolds' petty fingerprints. The guy has built his entire career on controlling narratives through humor, and this just seems like another one of his passive-aggressive pranks gone wrong. But the plot thickens. Remember that Ryan Reynolds clip where he casually describes sexually humiliating Olivia Wilde on set? The one where he brags about removing her top, getting distracted by stickers on her breasts, and having 65 crew members witness the whole thing? Yeah, that resurfaced at the worst possible time. You see, while Blake Lively is out here waving the flag of justice and claiming to be a victim of sexual harassment, her own husband is making on-air confessions about behavior that would get anyone else fired on the spot. The hypocrisy is just chef's kiss, and the public isn't buying the damage control either. The resurfaced clip has sparked a huge backlash, with people now questioning just how nice and harmless Ryan Reynolds really is. Speaking of not-so-nice behavior, Blake Lively's carefully curated public image is also taking a hit, thanks to former co-stars and industry figures finally speaking up about what she's really like behind the scenes. And surprise, surprise, she's not the charming, down-to-earth sweetheart she pretends to be. Anonymous crew members from the movie The Rhythm Section have come forward with not-so-shocking details about their experience working with her. According to them, she was rude, dismissive, and straight up refused to make eye contact with people on set. Imagine being so self-absorbed that you can't even look at the people who are literally paid to make you look good. That's peak entitlement right there. But it gets worse. Apparently, Blake was so paranoid and self-important that she had a bodyguard with her 24/7, even on closed sets where no one else was allowed in. Like, what was she afraid of? That a grip operator was going to ask her what kind of coffee she wanted? Was she expecting an assassination attempt in the middle of a makeup trailer? This wasn't some high-stakes CIA operation. It was a movie set. But no, Queen Blake had to make sure she was protected at all times from the dangers of having to interact with regular human beings. And apparently, she was so unbearable that multiple co-stars and crew members openly admitted that they couldn't stand her. One actor even recalled the moment they realized they didn't like her just 10 minutes into working together. That has to be some kind of record. Imagine being so unpleasant that people are over you before the lunch break. And then there's Ryan Reynolds, the insecure tantrum thrower. Martin Lawrence, who co-starred with Reynolds in the movie National Security, described their experience working together as tense and frustrating. Apparently, Ryan was so arrogant and insecure that he couldn't handle feedback. Imagine being so insufferable that the mere suggestion that you could improve sends you into a full-on meltdown. That's the level of ego we're dealing with here. This is the same guy who now acts like he's some humble, lovable dude who just cracks jokes for fun, when in reality, he's been a diva since day one. And let's not forget, this was years before he was famous. He wasn't even a big deal yet, and he was already that entitled. Imagine how much worse he is now with a billion-dollar brand, A-list status, and a wife who literally thinks she can subpoena half of Hollywood to win a lawsuit. So, there you have it. The mask has slipped, the facade has crumbled, and the truth is out. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, America's former sweethearts, are now exposed for the manipulative, entitled, and hypocritical people they truly are. The leaked audio, the fake AI voice memos, the failed legal tactics, the smear campaigns, the resurfaced scandals, it all paints a very different picture from the one they've been trying to sell us. And the best part, the public isn't buying it anymore. No matter how many articles they plant, how many legal tricks they pull, or how many weird anonymous campaigns they start, People are waking up to the truth. The jig is up, folks. The reign of Hollywood's golden couple is over. So, what's next for Blake and Ryan? Will they try to weasel their way out of this mess? Will they issue a fake apology and hope everyone forgets about it? Or will they finally embrace their villain era and go full-on Cruella de Vil? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. We'll be here to expose every shady move they make. So, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because this saga is far from over.